You are listening to Power Marketing with Kevin Lee. Here's Kevin.
The human moderators, I'd love you to talk about those because obviously they help create and maintain a brand safe environment for the advertisers. So I'd love to have you talk a little bit about that.
Right. So when we go to work every single day, one of the key things we lead with is we have to earn trust from our neighbors, and that includes our customers every single day. And we know that is something that is earned by consistent actions over time, right? And it can very easily be taken away. And so we lead, it is a core component of what we lead with and how we make decisions every single day at Nextdoor. And so we've taken a three-pronged approach when it comes to brand safety. I'll start by saying, like, one of the key things we lead with is having created very strict guidelines around the content that can and cannot be shared on Nextdoor. And we are communicating those guidelines on a regular basis. In fact, when you sign up on Nextdoor, the first thing you're met with is a sort of a good neighbor pledge that you have to agree to. And that's to ensure that you don't just sign off and check a box that says terms and conditions, and then you move on and you start posting without actually having reflected on our guidelines, but ensuring you pause and you take a look at our guidelines and understand what they are and you decide to agree to them. Now, we understand that in addition to guidelines and to policies, people move quickly and the days are happening, and you can be, especially digitally, right? You can very easily post content that may or may not always be in congruence with our policies and our guidelines. So we've been very fortunate. We have a huge volunteer base of community leaders and reviewers who are regularly going through the content on our platform. Neighbors have the ability to flag content they're seeing that is violating our policies, that doesn't look brand safe, if you will. And our community reviewers and our neighbor leads will take a look at those. Our strategy on that front is very much guided by an external advisory board that we've recruited as well. And so you have a large body of people across all the countries where we're present who are really helping us ensure that the content is appropriate on our platform. We have also invested in our own team within Nextdoor, our operations team, who are handling any type of information that is not following our guidelines or may be questionable, that is screened and detected by technology, which leads me to sort of the third prong in our approach, which is technology. Because while you have policies and you have systems in place, we also want to implement the power of technology to ensure that we both catch content that might have potentially come through or is questionable. So one of the great innovations that we've created is, as you write a post on Nextdoor, and if you're writing about a topic that we detect might potentially violate one of our guidelines, before you post, you'll see a kindness reminder pop up. And so what that does is that it helps you slow down for a moment and take a look at, oh my gosh, I signed up on this pledge. Is what I'm about to share actually something that is in that is in adherence to the guidelines, or might it potentially violate? And just that slowdown has significantly decreased, some of the content that otherwise would have slipped through the cracks as somebody was posting on the platform. On top of that, we are, of course, using technology to classify content on our platform and ensuring that we pick up on whether it's keywords or context for comments, understanding when certain words are used in the right context versus when it's used to potentially do harm to, whether it's brands or whether it's a topic or what it may be, right? So we're using guidelines, systems, guidelines, policies, systems through people, and then we're using technology to a great extent to ensure that our platform stays brand safe.
Kevin Lee's Power Marketing is available on all your favorite podcast networks. Kevin loves helping businesses excel at marketing. Having marketing challenges? Just like Santa in The Miracle on 34th Street, if Kevin can't help you, he'll know someone who can. Find him on LinkedIn, subscribe, or follow.